Most people believe they are not getting rich because of low income, bad timing, or lack of opportunity, but the real reason is something much more subtle and dangerous. It is a hidden pattern in their behavior that repeats every day. This pattern does not look like a mistake, but over time it quietly blocks progress. If it is not recognized and changed, it guarantees that wealth will never fully develop no matter how much effort is made. The hidden pattern is inconsistency. People take action when they feel motivated and stop when they feel uncertain. This creates a cycle of starting and stopping that destroys long-term progress. Wealth is not built through occasional effort, but through consistent action repeated over time. Breaking this pattern is the first step toward real financial growth. Another part of this pattern is emotional decision-making. Fear causes hesitation and inaction, while excitement leads to impulsive decisions. These emotional swings create instability and prevent disciplined investing. Instead of following a plan, people react to feelings, which leads to poor long-term outcomes. This pattern also includes waiting for the perfect moment. Many believe they will invest when conditions are ideal. In reality, that moment rarely comes. While they wait, time passes and opportunities are lost. Consistency matters more than perfect timing, and ignoring this truth keeps the pattern alive. Another element is focusing only on income instead of investing it. Increasing income feels like progress, but without investing, money does not grow. Many people earn more but also spend more, remaining in the same financial position. Ignoring small habits is another part of the pattern. Small decisions repeated daily shape long-term results. Not investing regularly, even small amounts, prevents compounding from working effectively over time. Another part of this hidden pattern is stopping when things feel difficult. When markets decline or uncertainty increases, many people pause their investments. This reaction feels safe, but it interrupts progress. Lower prices often create better opportunities, not reasons to stop. By continuing to invest during difficult periods, you strengthen your long-term position. Ignoring this keeps the pattern of inconsistency alive and prevents real growth from taking place. Many people also fail to recognize how this pattern blocks compounding. At the beginning, growth feels slow and almost invisible. This leads to frustration and doubt. As a result, they stop too early. Compounding requires time and consistency to become powerful. Once it accelerates, results improve significantly. Ignoring this early phase keeps people trapped in slow progress without reaching the stage where wealth begins to grow rapidly. Another hidden part of the pattern is spending instead of investing additional income. As earnings increase, lifestyle expenses grow as well. This removes the ability to build assets over time. Instead of directing extra money into investments, it is used for short-term comfort. Fixing this pattern allows wealth to grow steadily and creates long-term financial stability. Instead of temporary satisfaction, trying to predict the market is another element of this pattern. Many people wait for the perfect entry point, believing they can avoid risk. In reality, markets are unpredictable, and waiting leads to missed opportunities. Staying consistently invested produces better results over time. Ignoring this keeps money inactive and prevents it from growing. Another part of the pattern is lack of discipline. Even when people understand what to do, they fail to act consistently. Discipline turns knowledge into results. Without it, actions become irregular and ineffective. Fixing discipline breaks the pattern and allows progress to build steadily. Ignoring costs is also part of the hidden pattern. Fees and expenses slowly reduce returns over time. These costs may seem small, but they accumulate and significantly impact long-term growth. Reducing them improves efficiency and allows more money to compound. Another part of the hidden pattern is not reinvesting profits. Many people take gains or dividends and spend them instead of reinvesting. This breaks the compounding process and slows growth significantly over time. Reinvesting returns allows money to generate additional returns, creating acceleration. Ignoring this keeps growth limited and prevents wealth from reaching its full potential. Through long-term accumulation and consistency, another issue is not increasing investments as income grows. People often keep contributing the same amount while their expenses rise. This reduces the impact of compounding and slows progress. Fixing this means increasing contributions over time, which strengthens long-term results. Small increases can create a powerful effect when applied consistently, helping wealth grow faster and more efficiently. Overcomplicating strategies is another part of the pattern. Many believe successful investing requires complex systems and constant changes. This leads to confusion and inconsistency. Simple, Structured approaches are easier to follow and more effective over time. Ignoring this creates instability and prevents consistent progress. While simplicity supports discipline and long-term success, another problem is reacting to news and market noise. Constant exposure to information creates fear, urgency, and emotional decisions. People change strategies based on headlines instead of following a plan. Ignoring noise and focusing on a consistent approach improves discipline and protects long-term growth. This breaks the cycle of impulsive behavior and strengthens stability. Comparing yourself to others is another hidden part of the pattern. Seeing others succeed quickly creates pressure and leads to risky decisions. Everyone has a different timeline and strategy. Ignoring this causes inconsistency and poor choices. Focusing on your own path improves discipline and supports steady, long-term growth without unnecessary risk. Avoiding risk completely is another element of the pattern. Keeping money in low-return options may feel safe, but it prevents meaningful growth. Ignoring balanced risk limits financial progress and keeps wealth from developing over time. Managing risk properly allows growth while maintaining stability. Breaking the pattern of stagnation. Another part of the hidden pattern is focusing too much on short-term results. Many people check their investments constantly and react to every small market movement. This creates stress and leads to unnecessary changes. Short-term fluctuations are normal and often irrelevant. Ignoring long-term thinking keeps the pattern active and prevents compounding from working effectively, limiting financial progress over time. Another issue is not having a clear system. Without structure, investing becomes random and inconsistent. Decisions are based on emotions or trends instead of a defined plan. Ignoring the need for a system leads to irregular contributions and weak results. Creating a structured approach helps maintain consistency and improves long-term outcomes. Ignoring the importance of starting early is another part of the pattern. Many believe they can invest later and still succeed. This delay reduces the time available for compounding. Starting early allows small amounts to grow significantly over time. Ignoring this keeps progress slow and limits future potential. Another problem is focusing only on earning money instead of growing it. Income alone does not create wealth if it is not invested. Many people increase their earnings but also increase their spending. Ignoring investing keeps them dependent on active income and prevents long-term financial growth. Emotional reactions during market downturns reinforce the pattern. Fear leads to selling at losses, which prevents recovery. Staying invested is essential for long-term success. Ignoring emotional control leads to repeated mistakes and unstable results. Another costly behavior is constantly changing strategies. Moving from one approach to another prevents consistency. Each change resets progress and interrupts compounding. Ignoring stability keeps the pattern active and reduces long-term growth. Another hidden part of the pattern is ignoring inflation. Many people believe their money is safe if it does not decrease in amount. However, inflation slowly reduces purchasing power over time. If investments do not grow faster than inflation, real wealth declines. Ignoring this creates the illusion of stability, while actual financial progress is lost. Fixing this means choosing investments that outpace inflation and protect long-term value. Another mistake is relying on luck instead of discipline. Some people expect one successful investment to change everything. While this can happen, it is not reliable or sustainable. Wealth is built through consistent action and planning, not random success. Ignoring discipline keeps people in a cycle of unpredictability and prevents steady growth over time. Stopping investments during difficult periods is another element of the pattern. When markets decline, fear leads to hesitation or withdrawal. This prevents buying at lower prices and benefiting from recovery. Ignoring consistency during downturns weakens long-term results and keeps financial growth limited. Another issue is not reviewing investments periodically. Without review, portfolios can become unbalanced or misaligned with goals. This increases risk and reduces efficiency. Ignoring this process leads to unnecessary exposure and weaker performance. Regular adjustments help maintain stability and improve results over time. Failing to build strong financial habits is another reason this pattern continues. Investing should be a routine, not an occasional action. Habits create consistency, and consistency builds wealth. Ignoring habits leads to irregular behavior and limits long-term progress. Lack of patience is a major part of the pattern. Many expect fast results and become discouraged when progress feels slow. However, investing is a long-term process. Growth accelerates over time, but only with consistency. Ignoring patience prevents reaching the stage where compounding produces meaningful results. Another critical part of the hidden pattern is not automating investments. When investing depends on mood or memory, it becomes inconsistent. Some months are skipped, others delayed, and progress becomes unstable. Ignoring automation keeps the pattern active. Fixing this means setting up automatic contributions that run without effort, ensuring consistency and allowing compounding to work continuously over time. Another hidden issue is spending unexpected income instead of investing it. Bonuses, gifts, or extra earnings are often used for short-term consumption. This prevents long-term growth. Ignoring this keeps financial progress slow. Fixing this means directing extra income into investments, which accelerates compounding and strengthens wealth building over time. Lack of long-term planning is another part of the pattern. Without clear goals, decisions become reactive and inconsistent. People move from one idea to another without direction. Ignoring planning leads to weak results. Fixing this means defining long-term objectives and aligning actions with them, which improves consistency and financial outcomes. Constantly changing strategies is another element that keeps the pattern alive. Each change resets progress and interrupts compounding. Growth requires time and stability. Ignoring consistency in strategy leads to repeated restarts and slow development. Fixing this means committing to a plan and allowing it to develop over time. Focusing too much on short-term performance is another issue. Daily market changes create stress and lead to unnecessary decisions. Ignoring long-term thinking keeps the pattern active. Fixing this means focusing on steady progress and avoiding reactions to short-term no's. Lack of discipline is one of the strongest parts of this pattern. Even when people know what to do, they fail to act consistently. Ignoring discipline leads to irregular behavior and weak results. Fixing discipline turns knowledge into action and supports long-term growth. Not understanding compounding is another key part of the hidden pattern. Many people expect quick results and become discouraged when growth appears slow. Ignoring this leads to stopping too early. Compounding needs time to build, but once it does, results accelerate significantly. Fixing this means staying consistent long enough to reach exponential growth, where small investments turn into meaningful wealth over time. Ignoring small habits is another reason this pattern continues. Daily financial decisions may seem insignificant, but over time they create large outcomes. Not investing regularly, even small amounts, prevents compounding from working effectively. Fixing this means focusing on consistent small actions that build long-term results and strengthen financial stability. Seeking shortcuts is another element of the pattern. Many people chase fast money and risky opportunities, hoping for quick success. These often lead to losses instead of growth. Ignoring discipline and patience keeps this cycle active. Fixing this means accepting that real wealth is built slowly through consistent and structured investing over time. Quitting too early is one of the strongest parts of the pattern. Many people stop before results become visible. Early investing stages feel slow, but this is when compounding is building. Ignoring patience prevents reaching the stage where growth accelerates. Fixing this means staying committed even when progress is not immediately noticeable. Not adapting gradually is another issue. While consistency is important, small adjustments help maintain balance as income, goals, and conditions change. Ignoring this can reduce efficiency or increase risk. Fixing this means improving your approach over time without breaking consistency, which strengthens long-term performance. Expecting fast results is another problem. Many people want immediate success and lose motivation when it does not happen. Ignoring the long-term nature of investing keeps the pattern active. Fixing this means understanding that wealth takes time and requires patience to develop fully. Comparing yourself to others is another part of the pattern. It creates pressure and leads to poor decisions. Everyone has a different timeline and strategy. Ignoring this causes inconsistency and risk. Fixing this means focusing on your own progress and maintaining discipline over time. Fear of making mistakes prevents action. Many people wait for perfect conditions before starting. This delay costs time and reduces the impact of compounding. Ignoring action keeps the pattern unchanged. Fixing this means taking informed steps and learning through experience. Overreacting to market changes leads to poor decisions. Markets naturally rise and fall, but reacting to every movement disrupts consistency. Ignoring emotional control keeps the pattern active. Fixing this means staying calm and following a long-term plan. Not increasing investments over time slows growth. As income increases, contributions should also increase. Ignoring this limits compounding and reduces long-term results. Fixing this accelerates wealth building significantly. The real difference between those who succeed and those who struggle is behavior. Discipline, patience, and consistency create wealth. Ignoring these principles keeps the pattern and change and prevents long-term success. The hidden pattern that keeps you from getting rich is not the market or your income, but repeated behavior over time. If you do not fix it, nothing changes. But once you break this pattern, your financial future begins to grow steadily and consistently.